Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild and for some weird reason the Empress is rolling and I don't know why. So I can't tell you what's happening here, but one thing I now need to do that I kind of have established a base that brings in hydrogen. I need to make more storage for hydrogen on this base. Then start to kind of phase out all the stuff that is not hydrogen related, but I kind of want to go and fix up the bigger ships, for example the Empress, and work out how I, for example, can phase out these impulse thrusters, because they are pretty power hungry, and I kind of want to see if I can do something, with flame fronts, maybe the azimuth flame front thrusters, and maybe some of the Epstein drives that I have. So rely less on these really power hungry thrusters and make good use of the hydrogen. That's maybe a thing, because again, I have the hydrogen now. Let us use it for something. So I will bring in this ship closer, dock or undock everything that I have on there and see what makes this ship roll. Then start to remove the impulse thrusters, and then go in and maybe I should fix up some more tanks before I do that, but that's mainly the plan. I will keep the Duchessa as just as an iron ship. I don't want to throw on extra tanks and have to go in and change everything again to make it accessible with hydrogen. So I will keep the Duchessa as is, but maybe again start changing out some things. At one point, I don't know, maybe bring back the mothership in, remove the Empress for the moment, to kind of then start some work on the mothership again, because the Big Blue, that thing is underpowered now. So, okay, let us start with the tanks. And I will go with the standard tanks, not switch to any of the azimuth tanks or the industrial hydrogen tanks. I think these ones are definitely enough. So, first change color, then start placing that down. Last week's video was a weird one, and people didn't watch it at all. Definitely, but I got nice comments on it, and one that was not helpful, but that was really well meant, and by a fellow creative that kind of said some things that I myself should know, and so I'm thankful for these kinds of comments. I'm pretty happy with that. So the amount of tanks, I might have to get bigger and bigger. I'm not sure how much hydrogen the ships will really use, so I need to kind of see how crazy that is. I need maybe one thing that I can do with Sam later. I need a way to refuel the Empress by not docking it up. This whole docking it up affair, that's one of the things that kind of made problems for me when it comes to the simulation speed. So that's why I kind of traveled the world and then just started undocking things. I'm not sure what's the case there, but it could be for the Empress is special and the mothership special, the fact that I basically docked blocks on blocks, and that might be something that the game doesn't really like. So the Empress needs another thing done, and I will kind of do that while working. It is that it needs still more gyros, and I need to find nice places for gyros. The Empress is kind of too big to travel the world for. Yeah, I always built big ships again to have them as a means to travel around and keep a lot of stuff with me. And at the moment, the Empress kind of lost that status because I can't move it. I don't want to move it like a fighter jet, but again, I need more gyros on there, and the fuel switch has to be made. The Empress then needs a dedicated miner, a dedicated ice miner, so that it can get its own fuel. But the main thing we should always keep in mind is bringing it back in to refuel. Okay, let me get this thing parked up. The ship is parked in a bit more accessible place, kind of. I removed the modules that were sitting under here, so the drill module in the front and then the module for the containers in the back. Module for the containers, I think I will feed to the grinder and redesign that. It got hit anyways, and some of the containers are heavily damaged. So I think I removed the one already. That thing was really beat up, and I need to, don't know, maybe work a bit more on them, because I don't know. It's this nagging feeling that the rotation of the ship is done by, don't know, landing gears also coupled with connectors. I had that before with the modular ship, where basically I attached landing gears on the modular ship to the ship that I also connected with a connector to the ship, and then it started to roll. And I'm not sure if that's the case here. I turned off all the landing gears, kept the connectors, and it still rolled. So don't know what's up there. So let us now remove this thing. This thing will also get a redesign at one point. So I did the type of container ship, or a small container ship, with the kind of the other version of my landing shuttle, and that thing works remarkably well. That's why I'm feeding the armed container shuttle to the grinder. In there you can see the speck of pink, hot pink in there. It will get removed because it's just okay. Now I need to go to the landing gears and unlock them all so that I can move that thing. By turning them off, I didn't do the container a favor here, because basically I manually turned off the landing gears, and the whole setup is set up with a button and a timer on the container, and now I have to manually go and see. Here's the one problem I have with this is that the ion thrusters of this pack that Scalibur, and I'm happy about this re-uploaded basically, because the things themselves vanished. The thruster pack, the impulse thruster pack kind of vanished because the mod author kind of lost the version or something like that. I'm not sure. Scalibur still had that, re-uploaded it, and I can still use it, but the ion thrusters are kind of underpowered. At least the small ones, I have the feeling. And the azimuth thrusters are crazy powerful. I at the moment like them a bit more, although they don't have one thing that this thruster pack has, that's the slope thrusters. I don't know. I'm not sure if I will remove the thruster pack, because there's a lot of ships around that kind of rely on that. But on the other hand, it would be neat to replace stuff. Again, to do something with the resources, do more with the resources in the world. Because again, there is hydrogen, why not use it? And the flame fronts would be a good way to replace the multi-impulse thrusters that are on here in the pack, because again, there's the container. There's these multi thrusters that I really like, because they work everywhere, and I can just have a ship that just is able to fly as well in atmosphere as it is able to fly in space. But again, the flame fronts basically do the same, or they do the same because they are hydrogen thrusters, but I don't know, the power output, and it gives me the feeling that I'm not completely cheating the system. Kind of, it's, again, I don't really care for cheating the system with certain things, like, I don't know, I still have the gravitic manipulators running in the world and all that stuff, and these are just completely off balance. They weigh a lot and use a lot of resources, but they power your ships everywhere constantly without a lot of power use. Let's keep the small cargo skiff here too. For now, we can park a lot of small ships in here that I kind of like. So ouch. I might start with putting in, so I have tanks. For one, I need to paint them. Then I need to see if I need to put on more. These, I think, are sitting, no, there's a lot of the tanks down here, so I don't know why I never considered hydrogen here. I think it is the the maybe unwarranted hate that I feel for hydrogen. And I'm forcing myself to overcome that. And let's say it that way, the flamethrower thrusters don't are helping with that, because they are relatively they use reasonable amounts of hydrogen, and they don't know, and they are powerful. That's a good thing. So, but for the front, or no, for the back, I'm considering removing the front thrusters and hiding them somewhere, because the Epstein drives that we have, they could, the bit of realism that they bring, I could use other means of slowing down, because again, in Space Engineers, there's no flip maneuvers. I kind of want to have my rocket engines in the back like it is with rockets, but on the other hand, I have all the other thrusters around everywhere. And the big problem with the Epsteins is that they are loud. They are crazy loud. And maybe I just go for flame fronts everywhere. I think they are not as loud. I will consider. I will consider this. There is nice Epstein drives. We could power the ship with that too, but again, they are so loud, and it's like the static drills and the Epstein drives have a big problem, because they show up very loud even if you bring down the sound. Every time I'm working around the static drills, I just turn off the sound completely because they are so loud. Let us see if I can pick up the stuff with hopefully the built-in repairs that are on the ship, and do a lot of stuff with them instead of going even closer to the station to use that. The ships should still be full with a lot of stuff, and I want to start removing these, and then we have to see where we can make conveyor connection, because that's the other thing. Now we need, if we think about putting on hydrogen thrusters, we need to think about conveyor connections. But the ship is conveyed up pretty well, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Okay, you go away, and maybe I don't know. I'm thinking about how I could use the Epstein drives in here, because they are neat and they are powerful, but again, the noise is unbearable. This needs to go. I also want these things to go. The ship needs a lot of reworking, and don't know, it's as good as a time for this. Now or never. I like this ship as much as I like the Duchessa, because again, it is the same design, just scaled up. And I don't know. I don't want to see this ship just be in the dry dock. And if I can make it more convenient and strip out all the stuff where I thought about, yeah, having, don't know, a big crew or something like that, then I maybe can make this ship a lot more convenient just for me and hopefully get it to work as much, yeah, as well as the Duchessa as at the moment is doing a job, and then I hopefully am able to maybe pick this ship, get this ship out more and more again. Good, let us see if there is piping in the front that I can access. There should be. So there's this piping up here. I think that leads to the weapons on top. If I can maybe cut in somewhere here. Yeah, it is pressurized, so it's not nice to completely cut this up, but come on, use a different paint. The good thing with the flame fronts is that we don't need to be too crazy about where we put them, because the flame fronts have are conveyed up on all sides except for the one thing. So with these connectors we can just fire up a whole row of flame fronts here in the front. Now the question is, can we pipe up this part? Flame fronts. Let us get rid of the weapons. The weapons, by the way, pretty neat. There's in the pack, there's a lot of really cool stuff that I definitely want to use more. It might look a bit flatter, so maybe we can... we could have set them in the wall, but on the other hand, maybe we can remove this row and then make put a slope there or something like that, so that we don't see the conveyor ports from every side. One thing I want to do is turn off the gravity. It's nice having it, but when you are working on the ship, you don't want to have it. The problem that I have is I don't know the equivalent. How is the equivalent of these thrusters to these thrusters? I can look that up once they are finished, so I might just wait a bit to finish these and then see how crazy that is. Or can I do it now? So flame, not flip. I can't write. It's so weird. I'm in school now and I'm 7.1 meganewtons. And then the impulse thrusters. That is a large one. 37. Okay, that's 37 and something, maybe more than 37 or. Come on. Yeah, Space Engineers is behaving weird because now everything is acting up again. Is that a large one? Large 40. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 times 40 is 320. 320. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. 25, and 25 is 50 times 7 is 450? No, 350. Or? Yes. So we are absolutely close to that number. We're absolutely close to that number, and we can down here, so per square we have 63. So they are the flame fronts are stronger than these ones per 3 by 3 square. So if we remove these ones and put the flame fronts on, we're definitely getting a higher output. That's a good thing. So maybe we then can just cut out this line here, put in a slope 2 or something, so that we kind of hide the flame fronts. We will cut into this and make this nicer too. What is missing? Metal grids. Yeah, they use up a lot of material. That's the biggest issue with them. I have the feeling. Let us see if we can produce a lot of that stuff. What is missing? Not a lot. That's good. Yeah, that's the plan. I will cut out a bit more of this and work more on that stuff, and maybe come back to you on a later date. I'm not sure. I will do some more work and try to remove thrusters and all that stuff. Oh yeah, we have somewhere in the middle, we have the rooms for the gyros. Yeah, I don't have gravity, so turning off the jetpack is just not, it's just wrong. And I will put some more in. I'm not sure, I might have put in the no, it's normal gyros. Yeah, then I can just place down some more here on the sides, double this up, and hopefully get a bit of a better turn rate with that. Again, it doesn't need to be a fighter jet, but I don't want to use up days to turn this thing around. Okay, back in a bit. I reworked the thrusters, and I'm running into a problem that I will have to at least take a look at. So I decided against using any of the Epstein drives because they are just loud, and if I want to use this ship more, then I'm running into the problem that I don't want to bring my sound completely down. You might not hear a lot of it right now, but again, having these thrusters, they are pretty loud. The problem I'm running into is FPS drops. You might see that there is some. I'm not sure. It could be the amount of flame fronts here that are using or that have this flame, and then they have a lot of edges and corners and all that stuff. The thing is that one of these things is good for I think I took a look at one of the big hydrogen thrusters, and the LY thrusters that I had on here before had a lot less, I think, corners. So the detail was the model was definitely not as detailed. They work fine as far as I see it. Let us disconnect the ship and then see what happens. I at least want to test them out. If everything breaks down and the ship is then not able to, or it is able to move, but my card isn't able to bring out the full potential of Space Engineers and drops in FPS. For one, I will be mad because again, Space Engineers is definitely, yeah, this works out really nice. I'm not sure how much hydrogen I'm using up. It doesn't seem to be too much, so I'm good. But I'm still running into the problem with the gyroscopes. That's still something I need to work on. I have enough thrust. I don't have enough power when it comes to turning the ship. So I will dock back up. I also need to replace some weapons. We have every start now is me also searching through the mod list and finding stuff that I might want to replace, get rid of, and I'm doing that. I found something new that I'm using. I took a look at AQD's armored thrusters. They're pretty nice. I wanted them for, don't know, maybe something else later. But yeah, the thing is that I then threw out some of the mods where I don't even know if they are still working. I had some mods for the vector thrust that because I don't plan to build crazy big vector thrust systems anymore, I threw out. And the other one was the control module that I don't know if it even works anymore. And it is basically it saves me putting some things on the hotbar, but otherwise I think I can live without it. So I'm always still working through the mod list constantly, and now I'm thinking about the weapons. What do I do with the weapons? I have some weapons that I definitely want to keep, some that I might not want to keep. These airings, how are they called? Erin Weapon Enterprise mod. That's something that I really like. I also like Northwind. I definitely will keep Ravenbolt's weapons. I still hope that at one point he decides to get them upgraded to weapon core. And I might throw out all other stuff. I brought in the max specs lasers. I think I will cancel them again. And I already deleted the MCRN weapon because for some reason it didn't work. Not sure what's up with that, so I got rid of it. By the way, there's again between the last recording and this one, there's 2 days I think, while I was waiting for these thrusters to come around. I also again I changed the shape a bit, because so that you don't see the conveyor connections on these thrusters, and you can see that there's definitely enough power in them. Let us take a look at the gyroscopes, if they were welded up already. It could be that they aren't. I added to this ship there's a script that basically runs the assemblers for the build and repair systems, and I added that again. I've used that on and off again. Yeah, they are welded up, so I need more. Maybe another room with a lot of gyroscopes. So that thing runs pretty well. Brings in all the necessary components, and but I'm starting to run low on materials, at least the special ones. I already took out this miner and got some nickel. Nickel was one of the things that I was missing, and now we should be good on that. But I might have to bring in cobalt. That should be easy because there's cobalt in the walls of this cavern. I need to bring in gold and all that stuff. Yeah, these big projects always are problematic, and the one thing, these things, yeah, you take a look at the materials, they just inhale each one of them. I'm overdoing it. Scaling it down at one point, I don't know, it's a thing that is definitely necessary. The Duchessa is a more handleable thing to work with than the Empress. I'm still in my head about the whole thing. I need to bring in, by the way, the hydrogen ship, but I don't have space, and I'm not trusting the autopilot to not crash into this. So I will move the Empress out of the way once I'm done with weapons and with replacing everything and putting in more gyros. And then I will bring that thing back. Good. Next order of business will be adding more gyros. I hope that I can do that relatively quick. Because I kind of am cutting down on the amount of living space I might just go ahead and fill, don't know, some of these spaces here. I might want to, I could open up the middle part there and then put some more gyros in the decks in between. Although here it is problematic because I think we are right above the gap, and if it gets shot from down below, we might have explosions because of gyros just going ham. So maybe I just put them in here? I might just put them in here. Again, I don't need the crazy space that I have in here. I might open it up a bit at one point and then put some refineries in or something like that, or more assemblers. But I think the sides here I can use for more gyros. So let us see. Can put a wall in. I'm not using the 1000%ers there. that's also an effort to at one point get rid of them. I also started an effort to get rid of one of the azimuth power packs. And that's something I will definitely continue. Okay, let us put some more blocks in between the outside and the gyros. This will be closed off. I will replace these blocks and close this off. Don't really need to. So that's why also that's another thing I want to do here with the Empress is remove the reactors that I have in the bottom. And maybe bring in vanilla reactors again, and then put down some of the new or the azimuth remastered. The azimuth remastered things. Keep it this way, and I will do the same on this side. It's just a box with gyros. A gyro box. Yeah, let us go and take a look. So back here I have from the azimuth power pack these 9 or 7 gigawatt reactors. Now with the big thrusters gone, we might not need them anymore. So 8 gigawatt reactors. So I might replace them with standard ones and then just put down some of the special azimuth remastered reactors. These ones, maybe. I have a whole package of them. Give me a sec. I have a whole package of them, and I need to kind of see which one will I use. But these put out 1 gigawatt as the small ones. There is no real big ones for this system, so I don't know. I'm okay with maybe losing some power. I have the feeling that the flame fronts are not using as much power, so I might be able to just downscale and not run into problems. So let us take a look. So see, it's I don't know, it's not even showing an increase. We can take a look how much maximum power they need, flame fronts. So maximum required input is 3. It's because they just use hydrogen. So we can just, yeah, we can really downsize here. And go with definitely less power that we need. And again, the small azimuth ones put out 1 gigawatt, so I might be able to still have a lot of power in relatively small packages, so it should be good. I added more tanks here in the front. I painted the cargo and the hydrogen tanks, and I might have to put down some more tanks to store even more hydrogen, although again this ship will should just maneuver for short ranges as always. By the way, here I was not able to really hide. By the way, you might now notice something is up with the FPS when I come close to this. Then I'm getting FPS jumps. I had the feeling it might be the the build stage, but it might be that they are just that the flame fronts are just problematic because of all the things. The stuttering, that definitely wasn't because of the bad simulation speed. That's still bad, or relatively bad, but that's definitely because of the FPS. If I step away from it, it gets better, because then the LOD changes. So yeah, it might be that the flame fronts are not a good idea to use. I'm always listening to suggestions. We could go for, there is still Sectons modular thrusters. Maybe that's a good idea. I think there's a hydrogen version of that too. There is yeah, we can go with the Epsteins and just have them use the crazy noise. But the problem with the Epsteins is that they don't have, there's no good, so the 3x3 of them is, the smallest 3x3 of them is, no, that's the small one, that's the super crazy big one, that's another really big one. I think this one is the smallest one we can get, and it's, I think, 4 or 3x3x3. This one, same size, so we could go with that too. For this one, we might be able to just bury them in the structure a bit more. That could work. For this one, it would work too. For this one, it wouldn't work, because the chamber with the gyroscopes is directly behind this. Although if we remove the chamber, move the gyros more inwards, we might be able to do it. And yeah, in the front, we should have the space too. Give me suggestions. That's always appreciated. Here we are running into a problem. We might have to cut a bit more into the structure. That might not be nice, but on the other hand, it's so deep in this part that it might not be too problematic. I kind of want to know what's your opinion on that. Is the noise okay? Because of, yeah, we don't have to maneuver that much. I'm not sure. I would rather save FPS. Give me suggestions. That's always appreciated. Good. I will work more on the gyros in the next days. I will work more on all the other stuff. And hopefully in the next episode this will be done and we can take out the Empress for a short spin. Maybe go at one of yeah, we might be able to get this drone facility just to test that. I want to hear what's your opinion on the main drive systems. We Epsteins have another mod come in. We could also go vanilla. Let me know. Yeah, good people. We could have a mixture, vanilla, and then the flame fronts mixed in. That's also possible, because maybe that vanilla flamefront mixture that should help, because the flame fronts, one of these flame fronts is, I think, as strong as one large vanilla thruster. So help me out there. people. I say that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked this episode. If you did, please leave a like on the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya, guys.